Hello masters, it's Edelweiss. Today I will present you a King Puff control deck, and the reason why I bring you this master is because he is extremely strong now, especially after the update which changed his second perk. Now he is very strong and he is very good when you use 4 or 5 mana minions, and you can exploit his strength right now, and you can climb the rank quickly with King Puff deck. The developers said that they won't nerf anything until the next patch, so you have a lot of time to grind the leaderboard with the OP King Puff decks. So let's begin and let me show you how you can become Grandmaster in no time. So, why should you play King Puff? If you are a player who likes to control the board and the bridges, then King Puff is the master for you. The reason for that is his perk. His first ability, Trick Swap, changes the location of all minions on the bridges and stuns them. This has a very big impact on bridge control, and it gives you many possibilities to keep the board under your control. Overall, this ability is very versatile and you can use it to control the bridges, to defend your push against spells like Fireball or Daggerfall, to separate the enemy forces and to immobilize them. The third perk marks one of the bridges, and as long as you control that bridge, King Puff is invulnerable to damage. As you can see, the master is intended to be played control style. The second perk, which was recently changed, makes him very powerful right now. He gives 4 and 5 mana minions either a Rage to increase their damage by 50% or Shield to block the first incoming damage. This is a great protection against spells, and the moment King Puff reaches perk 2, his chances to win are increased by a lot. You might think that Rage or Shield is no big deal, but I assure you that his perk makes King Puff a beast. So, let's see the deck. So the second perk gives King Puff the fuel needed to control the board even more, and that's why he is extremely strong right now. And that's why you should use him to climb ranks. You should exploit differences and you should be able to adapt to the meta. Right now the meta is high cost minions around 4 and 5 mana. So obviously, if his second perk has something to do with 4 and 5 mana minions, you want to put as many 4 and 5 mana minions in your deck as possible. So the deck you see on the screen is my vision of the King Puff deck. So other cards which you can put in your deck are the Divine Warrior, the Succubus, the Scott, the Whirly Scrat, the Rammer Musketeer, Defense Chopper, and even the Blastmancer. As you can see, you have a lot of choices to build your deck. However you build it, it will be very strong. It's to your liking and to your style. And why I'm giving you so many choices is because you have to adapt your gameplay according to the meta and according to your opponent's cards and according to the most used cards right now. So that's why King Puff is really strong right now. He's very versatile, and after he gets perk 2 he becomes a beast. And this is why you should use him, because he is so overpowered right now. You can easily climb through the Grandmaster. So let me show you some games as an example how the deck plays. Alright, so I've chosen this replay because here you can see how King Puff is played successfully, and actually I'm playing against another control style late game deck, Mordar Colossus, and this is a very scary deck, especially if you don't know how to deal with Mordar Tombstones. But as you will see, King Puff as a control master is really good in immobilizing the opponent forces and the Colossus, the Priestess, and overall it's a counter to this type of deck. But first, let me explain my deck choice and the cards that I've decided to put in my deck. The first card, Daggerfall, it might seem strange, but it's really a necessary pick, especially with King Puff, because King Puff is weak against minions, against ranged minions like Plasma Marines, Drone Walkers, and if you play against a Stormbringer with his second perk, he will absolutely destroy you. So the Daggerfall will give you the ability to deal with all of these low health ranged minions, but at the same time defend yourself. It's also very versatile and you can use it in many situations to damage your opponent's face, to finish a minion, or just to destroy a low health building like Mordor Tombstones, and overall it's a good card to use. The second card is the Wall, and from 2 months or 3 months I've been saying that the Wall is an exceptionally good choice to have in any control deck because it gives you the time needed to reach the late game where you are extremely strong, and Wall is actually much better than Heal Puff because Heal Puff takes time to accumulate all the heal, while the Wall can defend you much more better, and I think it's actually the better choice. And with the control style deck it's really a must, especially as a King Puff because he's very weak to ranged units and to other units as well because his attack is very slow, so it will help you in many situations. The next card, the Assassin, it's actually a very interesting choice, and I've chosen the Assassin because it's similar to a Cleaver. It's cheaper, but combined with the second perk, if he gets a Rage, he becomes a mini Cleaver, but much cheaper and much more effective because his attack is faster. Of course, he could die quicker than a Cleaver, but it's actually a very strong choice, especially if you want a quick deck cycle and something strong to deal with the opponents. And as you see in the replay, actually I've accumulated so much mana by doing efficient trades that I really can allow a Cleaver or even a Colossus to respawn because I have so much mana and I have so many options to deal with it. And this is a control deck. You play a bit passively in the beginning while you accumulate more mana, and later you have so much mana advantage that you can allow mistakes in order to gain more bridge control. And as you can see, it's actually a really good choice. The next card that I've added is the purpose is similar like the Assassin. It is the Fire Imp. The Fire Imp was buffed before a month or so, and since then it's actually a really good card. Its damage was buffed and its targeting was buffed as well. It was actually fixed, the targeting, but it's still a bit wobbly and rusty, but overall this is a really strong card. It's again weak to flying and ranged minions, but it's actually an amazing DPS card, and it can absolutely decimate big minions like Cleavers, Colossi, Blue Golem, etc, etc. The next card that I want to talk about is the Drone Buzzers. Actually, you might think that it's a weak card, but actually it's a very strong card, especially with the second perk of King Puff. Usually they die to Daggerfall easily or to any other minion, but combined with Legionaries, Divine Warrior or Spear Throwers to tank the damage, they can be a very annoying minion to deal with because they are both ranged and flying. So your opponent has to fight against two abilities which are very strong by themselves, and combined they're extremely strong as well. And other than that, the shield of the second perk protects it against Daggerfall, so it can live longer, while the rage gives it the damage needed to kill other minions. The next card is a similar card which you have seen in the past in King Puff deck, and this is actually the Spearmancer. The reason that I added them is because they no longer get the previous buff Inspire from the bridge, but they are still very strong with with the second perk buff, especially if they get Rage or even a Shield. And they're very good for bridge control, for attacking air minions, and for tanking a lot of stuff, so they're versatile. The same goes for the Legionnaires. They have the same purpose as the Spear Throwers, and they are overall really good. The next card, which is really good in this meta, it is in my opinion actually the best card in this meta, is the Divine Warrior, which allows you to defend and both to attack. It's very strong defensive card, it's very strong attacking card, mainly because of its ability, the shield, which renders it invulnerable for 7 seconds, and actually this might seem not a long time, but if you use it and behind you put fire imp or drone buzzers or even a drone walker, it's an amazingly strong combination which is very difficult to be broken. And actually why the Divine Warrior is really strong in the current meta is because you often face melee minions like prowlers and cleavers, so the Divine Warrior is really good to defend, especially if you put it in front of the master, and this will actually help you. While the master hits the minion, the Divine Warrior defends your master, and you know the combo. It's a really strong combination. And the final card is the Prowler, which has been buffed recently, and it's so strong right now. It deals so much damage combined with the Rage. It's like a mini. It's like an upgraded version to the Assassin, a mini cleaver, and it's actually a really strong card. And double damage combines especially well with the Rage. So overall, you want to play defensively, accumulate more mana, control the bridges, have more experience, and you will win the game. A weakness to this deck is probably the Demon Warrior, because it's again a late deck, and it's very strong, especially in the late game, so you might have problem against that. Other decks which you will have problem against probably are the Stormbringer control deck, the Volk control deck. Now, against every deck you can counter it easily. For example, the Demon Warrior, you can use a Rammer or 2 Rammers. Against the Stormbringer, you can either use two walls or 2 Divine Warriors. It's a really good defensive choice. It will be a bit tricky. You can even add a Beam of Doom instead of Daggerfall to kill the guild halls or anything that you are afraid of. And finally, the Vocal control. It's really good because at perk 3 he gains a Rage as well, and he can easily overstomp you. The trick to beating Vocal is actually power through the second perk. You have to beat him during the second perk, and you have to be careful with Burn the Bridges, but overall King Puff can beat both of the Demon Warrior and Volko perk and Volko deck really easily. Only the Stormbringer might be cause trouble to you, but overall King Puff is a really strong deck right now, especially after the change of his second perk and the change of Prowler and Morgul. He is an extremely strong card. That's why I recommend playing King Puff, because he is very strong right now with the recent changes in the game. So play him and you will have easier time climbing in the ladder. So thanks for watching, Masters. I hope that you found this video informative and interesting, and if you have any comments or any questions, write down and I will try to answer them. So thanks for watching, Master. Bye and good luck.